Hello everybody, welcome to the Sweet Source Canada YouTube channel. My name is Tristan, and today we're changing the front ABS sensors on this 1998 Volvo V70 T5. Alright, so the sensor lies right above here, behind the rotor and the dust shield. So obviously our first step is going to be to remove the wheel and jack up the vehicle. Alright, so once we're here, there's the location of the sensors. You got the wire that plugs in right here, and then you got the one bolt that holds it in right there. So our first step is going to be to disconnect this wiring loom. Now you want to be super duper careful. These cars, especially 98 and below cars, where the wire is separate from the sensor, you want to just make sure when you remove it to be super duper careful not to destroy it. So go ahead and press in this clip here. Not sure how well it's showing on camera. Right here. Depress that and pull the connector out. And just like that, I was making some funny faces. It's out. You want to be super careful with this. They tend to just fall apart and then you got to repair wiring. But in this case, we're able to get it out. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spray some penetrant. And I'm going to try, because this bolt does not look very pretty as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and spray a liberal amount of penetrant. And hopefully some of that gets to the threads. Then we're going to try to loosen this. So I've actually attempted this on the right side of the vehicle. That's where the code was actually happening for the sensor. And I was able to get it out. This was quite stuck in there. This bolt snapped, so I had to drill it out. And I've now just got the threaded portion still in there. So I just got to try to extract those with an extractor bit, which is not fun, but it's doable. But that's what I'm trying to do on the other side. So I have the other side soak in more in penetrant to try to loosen those threads a little bit so I can get them out. But on this side, I'm hoping that the bolt will come out much easier. I was able to loosen it, but then as I was loosening it, it just kind of snapped, and I was going really carefully, and sometimes just inevitable. So let's let that soak for a little bit, and hopefully that will come out much easier on this side. So I've just gone ahead and tucked the sensor away here. Now normally it's supposed to be a 10. Let's see if a 10 will even fit on there. It might not. Let's go ahead and see. I believe sometimes it is also a 12, but in this case I think it's a 10. I don't think that bolt is going to cooperate with us at all today. We might need to hammer on an extraction socket. I'll go to our 3/8 and we're going to try to be super careful. So just go easy. And this one seems to be coming out actually a lot better than the other one. So just go nice and easy. Hopefully this comes out all the way. I don't know if that snapped or if I'm actually unthreading it. But I don't think I felt the snap. Oh, it's coming out. There's some good stuff. On the other side, it was super stuck, but this side it came out, and this bolt I'm obviously going to replace, but as you can see, it's out. Now, next thing you want to do is take the sensor out. Now, the sensor, as you can see, is kind of seated on the spindle here, and it can kind of seize and get rusted to it. So it's really tricky to take out. What I did was I sprayed some more penetrant on it, and then you want to go ahead and grab a flathead or a pry bar or something. You want to just try to pry anywhere you can get a good grip on. You want to try prying maybe over here like this, over here where the bolt goes in, and try to pry it, see if it'll unstick. And then once that starts moving around, you want to try to get your pry bar underneath and pull it out. So this might take some time. It took me some time to get the other side out, maybe about 10 minutes, but just keep going at it. And when you see it start to wiggle like it is now, I'm sorry, it's not really the best camera angle. You can see now it's starting to move a little bit. That means you're breaking that rust free. And the reason why I'm prying carefully from where the bolt goes in is because it gives you a bit more leverage on the part itself. And you see now it's starting to angle, and that's when this might just come out. And just keep taking your time. You do not want to break the sensor in there. That can happen too. So just keep taking your time, keep prying, and now where it's wiggling up and down, now where it's wiggling up and down, you could see that we might be able to just keep pulling it, inching it out slowly but surely, and it already is. And just keep doing that until the sensor comes out entirely. And that's one nasty old ABS sensor out. And this one's not giving any codes, it's actually the front right, but we're gonna change them anyways while we're here, do both sides. So let's go ahead and grab our new one with our new screw. We'll be right back. All right, so out with the old one, OEM Volvo, in with a new VMO unit. And it's a nice unit, pretty well made. It's got everything you need, all the connectors there. The unit is nice construction of metal and plastic. It looks pretty good. Where the bolt goes in, it's a nice metal housing. And I've gone ahead and cleaned all here, as you can see. And it's ready for the new sensor to go in with a new OEM Volvo screw as well, which we're gonna put lots of anti-seize on this. So step one here, we're gonna drop our sensor into place. And just before you do that, just make sure your reluctor wheel is clean. Mine was changed last year. So just make sure that's fine. You wanna go ahead and set that into place. Make sure it's seated nice and flat. And then we're gonna put anti-seize on this screw. So I've got some anti-seize on the bolt. Let's go ahead and slowly put it in there and start threading it in. The new bolt is in 8mm. Volvo changed the part a little bit. So I'm just gonna hold the sensor, the connector, the connector portion of the sensor with a rag while I tighten this down. And the exact reason why I'm doing this is because I want the sensor to remain level while I tighten it. So let's go ahead here, tighten up this bolt, and do not go too tight on this. Just get it snug. That's all that is necessary. That sensor is in and level. And don't forget, you got anti-seize. You've got anti-seize on this bolt too, so it is gonna feel like it's still not super duper tight, but in reality it's just because the anti-seize makes the bolt a bit more slippery. So just be careful with that. So now we're gonna go ahead and plug our electrical connector back in. Don't hold it by the wires, hold it always by the connector. And plug that in, make sure it's nice in there securely, and it is. And then from there, well, we're gonna put on a winter tire because it is coming up to winter time. It's almost November here in Canada, so it's coming up to winter time. Probably going to be November when you watch this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a winter tire on, but that's our installation done. Simple as that. Our new sensor is in. It's a good time to also clean that reluctor wheel, which is underneath the sensor. You can go ahead and spray a little bit of brake cleaner on it, that's okay. And hopefully that solves your ABS issues. Now I've changed everything on this car, so the rear sensors are changed, the module is changed. So it's just really these front ones giving those codes. So now that that's changed, and I gotta go do the right side now off camera, we're dealing with that strip bolt. Once that's done, hopefully my ABS light will be gone for good. And now on with our boring, but still nice shape winter kit with brand new tires on it. Always remember to torque your wheels. I believe specs around 85 to 90 foot-pounds on these cars. I'll go ahead and put that on the bottom when I edit the video, but I always put about 90 on these cars just to account for maybe my torque wrench not being fully accurate or calibrated. So yeah, I put around 90 to 95 just to be safe. You don't want to tighten these bolts too much. They're a bit of a thinner bolt. It's less thick than newer Volvos, so you don't want to go ahead over 100 foot-pounds. 90 does the trick, 95 does the trick, so that's what I do. And just like that, our job is done in the T5. Now, I'm really surprised that this side came out really easily, because the other side was really a bear. And now I got to kind of deal with that. So maybe just for fun, I'll show you guys what I got to deal with off camera. But really, honestly guys, it is that simple. These cars are really easy to work on when it comes to this kind of stuff, ABS stuff. In the back, the sensors are a little bit more tricky. They kind of route around the gas tank, so we got to sometimes I think lower the gas tank on these sometimes. I'm not exactly sure how my Saab and Volvo Indy did it, but the front ones are really simple. Just be really careful that wiring harness if you got a 98 and below car, so like an 850 or a 98 V or S70 or C70. Just be really careful with that wiring harness, because if that connector falls apart and the pins fall apart, then you'll definitely get a light on. So make sure you pay attention to that. So you can see here, there's our rear ABS sensor, and it's different because the wire actually comes with the sensor, unlike the front. So on 99 cars, the wire will come with the front sensor, 99 and up cars. But on 98 S70, V70, C70s, and 850s, the wire does not come with the sensor. So you have to be super careful with that connector in the front. Make sure all that is in good order. Otherwise, you will get ABS faults. But that's the rear. Just wanted to show you guys, just to give you an idea how it can go wrong. Here's my connector on the other side. Everything looks a-okay, so I tucked that away over here, just like I did on the left side. And you can see right there a nice snap bolt, and I drilled it all the way through, and now I'm trying to use an extractor bit to get that out. So that's the fun I'm dealing with, but the sensor I got out, so that's good. So yeah, I'll keep doing with that. Maybe I'll update you guys along the way. So yeah, that's pretty much one of the worst case scenarios, or the actual sensor itself breaking, and then you got to pry it out that way from underneath, which is not easy. And then you've also got the wiring. If it's all corroded and everything here, well, that will make it not work properly. Luckily here it seems to be working fine, and the connector actually looks pretty good. So either these were replaced before, or it's original, and I'm just lucky with this 98 26-year-old car almost with 515,000 kilometers. It doesn't look too bad over here. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep trying to get that out, and yeah, I'll have fun with that. All right, everyone, so the whole situation with the stuck bolt, I'm gonna try to get maybe some professional help for that. I'm having a really hard time with it, but as you can see, if it goes well, it is a super easy job to complete. So this side's all good. It's the other side that is having issues, so we'll get to that. Hopefully I'll update you guys if I get some professional help for that. But honestly guys, that's how easy it could be. As long as everything goes smooth, you should have no problems. So I hope this video helped you guys out a lot. I hope you no longer have ABS concerns on your car, and have yourselves a great day. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.